So in this comparison video, we're going to be comparing three digital audio players that are around the same price. We've got the Sony ZX300, the Astell Kern SR15, and the Fiio M11. And we can get really down into the weeds with this comparison, but when a customer walks into Minidisc and asks for a recommendation, we have a pretty easy way to narrow down the choices. If you need a DAP primarily for earphones and portable headphones and you do not need streaming apps like Spotify or Tidal, we recommend the Sony. The Sony ZX300 has been a perennial favorite here at Minidisc since its release, and for good reason. It combines a simple operating system with an elegant ergonomic design and stellar battery life, offering up to 26 hours of high-resolution audio playback, which is more than double any other player in this category. Another advantage of the Sony out of all of these three players is that the balanced output on the ZX300 exhibits the least hiss with sensitive IEMs like the Campfire Audio Andromeda. The trade-off is that the ZX300 has relatively low power output, and even the balanced output will struggle to put out enough power for many full-sized headphones. The ZX300 is also somewhat of a purist player. So the operating system is simple and easy to use, but offers no support for streaming apps or any other kinds of apps whatsoever. Still, if you hate the trend of every device acting like a smartphone, the ZX300 was made for you. Sony's insistence on using its own proprietary WM port connector means that finding accessories like OTG cables for the ZX300 can be frustrating. Strangely, the Bluetooth receiver mode on the Sony works surprisingly well with minimal latency when compared to the USB DAC function, but at the end of the day, the Sony works best as a pure music player, especially for earphones and easy-to-drive headphones. So if you need streaming apps and you still want to keep things small, we usually look at the SR15 from Astell Kern. While the outputs on the SR15 are comparable with the Sony's, AK's stable and easy-to-use OS offers compatibility with Tidal and Spotify. However, at the size of the SR15's display, some of the thin text is a little hard to read. Battery life in this small player is also a little short, with around 10 hours of playback. It's because of those reasons that we recommend the Sony over the Astell Kern unless you need streaming apps. Lastly, we have the Fiio M11, the newest player in this roundup. Now on paper, the Fiio has all the advantages. It offers the most power output, the largest display with the fastest processor, and the most flexibility with both 2.5mm and 4.4mm balanced outputs, alongside the 3.5mm standard output. The Android operating system also offers extensive third-party app support, and the Fiio offers several unique features like a receiver mode for Apple AirPlay and a USB-C fast charging option. However, there is one big problem with the Fiio M11. While the outputs on the M11 offer very high gain and are powerful enough to drive full-sized headphones, the flip side is that with sensitive IEMs like the Campfire Audio Andromeda or Empire Ears EVR, the Fiio M11 produces a very noticeable level of electronic hiss and fuzz that never goes away even with low gain settings. The hiss is loud enough that we simply wouldn't feel comfortable recommending the M11 to people who primarily listen to IEMs. And of course, while the display is big and brilliant, the player is the largest in this comparison, and many people don't want to carry around a second device that is the same size and double the thickness of most smartphones. So hopefully you can see from this comparison that there is no one-size-fits-all solution, which is why we, offer all three of these digital audio players here at Minidisc. Let us know what you think is the right one for you in the comments, and you can check us out in-store and online. This is Lachlan for Minidisc TV. We'll see you next time.